All right, so here we are, guys. So back to basics tonight. We're going to be talking about following up and three-way product calls. So it's going to be really good information and the value in them. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Get to the presentation here. I have Amazon open because I have to buy Play-Doh for my guys' classroom. I cannot forget to buy the Play-Doh. All right, let me move this around. All right, so here we go. So we're going to be talking tonight, you guys, like I said before, about following up and three-way product calls. But before we do that, just want to recap last week, you guys. We have been talking a ton about connecting. Tuesday, we talked about connecting part 2, and then the previous week we had just dove into connecting a little bit, but it's just a massive task, you guys, to talk about, and but connecting truly needs to be a priority. You must be connecting consistently every single day, building those relationships. Indirect, direct, we talked about both of those, just some kind of connecting needs to be happening, just growing yourself, and we also talked about how it's an art. There is no one way to do it. Nobody does it the same. And so the more you practice, the more you get better at it and the more you're comfortable with it. Couple of nuggets that we really wanted you guys to take away that we want to recap on. And I know I'm moving really fast, but I want to take everybody to the Yacht Club page because Lindsay and Amanda have done a great job of giving us connecting resources. But so indirect connecting, if you are really struggling with what do I talk to people about, go back to form every time. Go back to the fundamentals: family, occupation, recreation, and mission. So where one of those categories, how can you connect to somebody? Build your network by connecting in groups, Facebook groups. You can go back to the recording from last week. I showed you guys how to get into a group and, make a friend there and just add that person to your network, not necessarily going after them right away in regards to isogenics, but just getting them into your network. And then, like I said earlier, indirect and direct connecting, they go hand in hand. You have to indirectly connect before you can go for that direct connect. Get them into your circle. And also, you guys, everything that we've talked about, since we started the Back to Basics goes hand in hand. Posting makes connecting easier. Connecting makes following. You can't follow up without connecting. So everything's just kind of scaffold itself and come full circle. So, and then finally, connecting comes down to your belief. And if your belief is not through the roof when it comes to the products, the company, it's going to be hard for you to connect, and so, and also your belief in yourself, you can have 1,000% belief in the products, 1,000% belief in the company, but if you don't believe that you have something to offer and that you can save someone, then, it's going to be hard for you to connect. So, dive into podcasts and, reach out to people on your team. Use YouTube. It's a great resource. Follow inspirational people on Facebook and just, gain that gumption to start connecting and reach out and start having those conversations. And it's okay to fall flat on your face. You're going to do that. I have done that. I know Stephanie's done that. I know everybody on the Zoom has probably done that. But the more you fall, the more you learn, and it's a good thing. So, but I want to take you guys, we want to take you tonight to the Yacht Club Freedom page. And I know that we introduced this site in the very beginning and we've been going back to it, but want to show you just some awesome resources that we have for connecting. Obviously, these Zooms are good, and being able to watch the recordings are good. But this site is just, should be the foundation that we're constantly visiting. So going to take you guys to yachtclubfreedom.com. If you have not yet bookmarked this, bookmark the site. It's super awesome. Lindsay and Amanda did an awesome job with it. So what you guys are going to do when you're looking to, gain tidbits on connecting and how to do it, and also when you're trying to help your people connect, is you're going to come to the homepage and you're going to click on sharing with others. And they have literally set us up, you guys, day 1 through 15. And I'm not going to spend the time tonight going through all 15 days, but we do really want to stop or go to the click here to start So we're going to just kind of give you an idea of, you know, how awesome this is, you guys. So, all right. So
Malena, are you meaning to share your screen? Because you're not.
I am sharing my screen. Can you guys not see my screen?
Okay.
No, I can't.
I can. I can see it.
I can see your screen.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Can you see it, Linz?
Yes, I'm on my phone and I didn't slide over. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're good. You're good. No worries. Okay. Thank you for saying something because maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So you guys, so it all starts with posting on Facebook. And so I love this because we've said it since day one that posting, you know, basically drives everything. So if you're posting, it's going to drive that connecting piece. So, you know, if someone comments on your Facebook page, they literally give you scripts of what to send. So if you're not sure what to do, what to say, you know, somebody's asking, what is it? You know, take it offline, get it into a private message, you know, how to do a three-way message. You guys, this is huge. If you are new, or even if you don't feel, you know, very confident in connecting, hook your people up with someone in your upline. Hook them up with me, hook them up with Stephanie, hook them up with somebody who feels comfortable talking about the product, talking about the opportunity, you know, and get them into a three-way message right away, you know. And I can't wait to hear Caitlin share on this because she's a total rock star on it. So, but use that three-way message, you guys, to help support people, your people, and yourself. And you guys, it's awesome because your people, without even knowing it, you are showing them that that's how we do things. So think about it this way. You start using three-way messages and you want your people to use three-way messages, but you never showed them how to do it. So it's kind of like learning how to walk. You know, you have to learn how to do it, and you need to learn how to do it over and over and over and over again. And you really learn how to do it just through practice. So every single time, hook somebody up in a three-way message. And, you know, I have to admit, I was very hesitant when I first started building my business to do this. I shied away from it. You know, I didn't want people to think that I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't want people to think, you know, that I wasn't independent enough to do this. But by doing that, I was actually turning people off. And, you know, once I started using three-way messages and once I started doing three-way calls, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit, you know, my business started to grow. So just something to keep in mind. There are actual videos here, you guys, with the links of that to send to interested people. I mean, if you're looking for an opportunity, if you have somebody on your list that is, you know, 18 to 35 in that start category, and you're like, oh my gosh, I know this opportunity would totally change their life, this is the video for you. And Lindsay and Amanda have done the work. They've watched the videos. They've siphoned through everything, so you don't even have to do it. Just go here, familiarize yourself with these videos, you guys, and just, you know, whoever your person is, pick a video that's going to fit them and send it to them. So awesome, awesome nuggets here. And then they've also given links to iSaMovie. Just, you know, if these videos are not what you're looking for, Isagenix has a ton of other videos out there too. And then also how to do a three-way call. We're not going to take the time to listen to this, you guys, but this is Hillary Courtney. She is, you know, a massive Isagenix leader, top builder in the company. But listen to this and how to do a three-way call. You know, three-way messages and then transitioning into three-way calls are really going to truly help you build your business. But it's all about connecting and connecting the right way, you know. And if you don't have the knowledge and you don't have the confidence to necessarily share about the product or the opportunity, let somebody else do that for you. That's the beauty of our team. You know, we have an amazing team. And then finally, you guys, we've talked about the 10-4-1 video. It's right here at the bottom. If you have not watched that, make sure you watch it. But amazing website, you guys. And then sharing with others is where you want to go. And, you know, just go through this. Even if you've been building for, I mean, I've been building for 18 months. And, you know, Glenn and I sat down and we walked through every single day and we're like, okay, have we done all of this? You know, it's a great refresher, you know, going back to the basics. Everybody has to go back to the basics. So use this site. You know, use this sharing with others tab and dive in right here. And, you know, even if you have kind of a strategy of whatever you go about doing, take the time, you guys, and check this out. And, you know, is there something that you could tweak? Are you kind of in a rut? Could you make this better? So, you know, just use this as a resource. So really, really good stuff right here. All right, so we're going to keep going here. Okay. Okay. All right. So Melanie's going to share here in just a minute, you guys. She's amazing at following up. But, you know, so once we have, you know, we've made our posts and we've reached out to people and we've made that connection. And, you know, the reality of our situation is people are going to say, no, not right now. It's not for me. You know, this isn't a good time. You know, if you're asking the right questions, then you're constantly leaving that door open for people for you to be able to come back. So make sure you're always ending with questions. Make sure you're always, you know, having conversations and connections that give you that opportunity to come back to that person, and constantly looking for those help me signs too, guys. So, you know, and it can literally take up to 12 touches for someone to decide to start with a system. You know, I know Melanie's going to talk about this, but, you know, I've had people sitting in our HIA page since I started, and they have just enrolled. So no doesn't mean no, and it just means not right now. So you want to make sure you're consistently following up with people. And this kind of goes hand in hand with connecting. It's kind of an art. How you do it is up to you. But, you know, I don't want to take up much more time, and I really don't want to take anything away from Melanie. Excuse me. So, Melanie, I'm going to stop sharing my screen at the moment, and I'm going to unmute you. I see you. And Melanie, can you go ahead and just talk to us a little bit about following up, and I might ask a couple of questions. Talk to us just what you do, please.
So to kind of just start off where Malena just kind of went, you know, this last spring, I had probably about 5 or 6 people who I had added to the page when I first started my business a year ago, reach out to me. Just, you know, I had been touching on them here and touching on them there. And, you know, I'd send them a private message every once in a while if I saw they were going to the gym, or, you know, that they were trying a new diet, or I had a couple people who were getting married. You know, and I would just make posts on their Facebook page, but I was also consistent on my page in terms of posting every day. You know, and out of the blue, they just messaged me and they're like, all right, I know I said no before, but I'm ready now. And, you know, so there's so much power in just being consistent along the way and just reaching out to people and being positive. Like one of the things I mentioned is they've started other diets. I've had a couple of people who started some other things, and, you know, I was just like, hey, that's awesome. I'm glad you found something that's worked for you. You know, I'd really like to share a couple of healthy recipes with you, some snack ideas, you know, and I've had a couple of people in just the last month reach out to me and say, hey, you know, I just really appreciate your positivity. And yeah, I liked what I was doing, but you know what? I think I'd really rather give what you're doing a try. So, you know, just being positive with people, being consistent with people, and following up is just, it's big for your business. So I don't know. You want me to keep going?
Well, no. So how often, so Melanie, how often do you follow up? I mean, so what does it look like? So let's say you've reached out to somebody and they say no, you know, no, not right now. And obviously, you know, no doesn't mean no, but how often do you touch on them? Like what do you do? Like what strategy do you follow to, like how often? Like what's the number, or what do you do?
Well, I mean, obviously, as soon as I connect with someone, I try to get them into a throughway message. That's really important. You touched on that already tonight. If I can't at least get them in that throughway message initially, I'll get them in the habit or the health in action page, which is important. But then you've got to make sure that you're posting in there so people are seeing that. That's a form of following up, is posting in there, bringing people back to the storefront. You know, if I know people have specific needs, tagging them in specific things, that's a form of following up with people. And then sending them a private message and just reaching out, you know, maybe a day later and just saying, hey, you know, what did you think about that? You know, I shared that specifically with you. I know that was something that you had expressed as a need. You know, I really love your thoughts on it. So, I would say, I don't let anybody go more than probably 48 hours without responding or sending a follow-up to them. And if someone tells me no, it's not right for me right now, I bless them, but I keep obviously following them on their page. I keep liking their posts. I keep commenting and keep looking for signs like the help me signs that you've talked about in the last few back to basics. Those are important. People are always putting those things out there. They want time freedom. They want financial freedom. They want physical freedom. And there's always an opportunity to see that. And then obviously following through on something like that. Hey, I saw your post. I'd like to talk to you again. And I've had people where I've sent things, I've sent messages, and they never responded. And for a while, I was really hesitant, like, especially when I first started my business, I was like, oh, do I respond to them? Like, do I send them another message? Do they think I'm crazy? Do they think I'm being pushy? And, when your belief, like you said, is at 100, you really don't care what anybody thinks about it, And so I send them another message. Hey, I'm not sure if you got my message before, just, really excited about this, just touched on them again. And I've had several people say, hey, your message got lost. I saw it and I meant on life happened and I got busy. And so there is a lot of fortune in the follow-up, making those connections.
Okay, that was one thing that I was going to ask was, if people don't respond, you continue to say, hey, so what would you say? So like, let's say somebody doesn't talk back ever. And so what would the second or the third message, like, what do you say? Like, ish.
I think it depends on the situation. If I have someone who's had to help me, then obviously I'll respond, specifically to that help me. Hey, I sent you a message a while ago, not sure if you got it, but I noticed you posted the other day about, going to the gym and you want to lose 20 pounds or whatever, that kind of thing. If I have someone who just has not ever responded to me at all, I just reach out to them and say, hey, I just really am so crazy excited about this amazing nutritional thing that I found, and it's blessed my life. And I really would just love the opportunity to share, a video with you or get you added to the page. And most people will say, I didn't see your message, or I saw your message and I meant to respond and life got busy and I just completely forgot. And I've had people who have thanked me for reaching out to them again. But unless someone literally tells me to leave me alone, which has never happened, I will always find a way to touch back on them in some form or another. Awesome.
Very cool. Oh, well, thank you, Melanie. That was awesome. Thank you. Such good. Your courage is inspiring. So I love it. When I hear you speak, I'm like, oh, I can go talk to somebody again, even though they haven't talked to me yet. So I love it. So that's so great. Thank you.
You got nothing to lose. Just bless them all.
Right. That's true. Truth. I love it. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay, you guys. So that was excellent. Thank you, Melanie. Okay. So, guys, that's going to transition into, you've connected, you followed up, you've been able to send somebody a tool, and, hopefully you've gotten them into a throughway message and on Facebook, and you're setting a call, however that evolves, it's fine. Oftentimes, the perfect world is you've got a throughway message going on Facebook. Okay. But that doesn't always happen. And, Stephanie and I were talking, earlier today about, what happens when you have somebody who's like grilling you? They're like, tell me now, how much is it? I want to know everything. And it's like, sometimes it's just like, okay, you don't have time to get them in a three-way message. So, but try as hard as you possibly can, you guys, to get them on a three-way product call. And what I mean by product call is that it's that initial discussion of, talking about products, suggestions, things like that. Most people, are going to start with a weight loss system, just because that's kind of where, our society is. and that weight loss system covers, an array of needs, but we offer so many solutions, you guys. We offer weight loss, energy, performance, healthy aging. We've got a ton to offer. And so, if you're not 100% comfortable with all of the products that we have to offer, and even the wealth creation component, you really should be pulling somebody in from your upline and helping you with that initial phone call. So in a perfect world, this is how it would work. You've made a post or you've made a connection with someone and you said, I'd really like to share more about this, my amazing nutrition with you. When's a good time for you to hop on the phone? And that phone call, that three-way call, you do that with somebody in your upline, somebody who, you feel confident, can share knowledge and information that you can sit and listen to and just build your belief, build your knowledge, and get a better better understanding, of, how to share, the systems, and also plant the seed of the opportunity. Guys, planting the seed of the opportunity should be happening from day one. That three-way product call is an awesome opportunity to do that. So with that being said, three-way product calls are essential. First of all, you are getting those people the information that they need. They're getting all the knowledge that they need about the systems to make an educated decision for themselves. And they're also seeing that this is how we do things. And they're sitting there probably not even thinking about it yet. But if the opportunity does come to fruition down the line, they're saying, you know what, I can do a three-way call. I don't need to really know exactly what I'm talking about. I know that I feel amazing, but I can talk to so-and-so, and it can take, 6 to 8 months of using three-way calls till you feel proficient. And so you want to make that connection. Make that individual connection. When somebody's interested in isogenics, move into a three-way message thread on Facebook, and we'll get a call set. That's the ideal situation. But I've asked Caitlin Hurst to share tonight. Caitlin is amazing at using three-way calls, and I know that she's run into a lot of situations, a lot of different things that she's going to share with you guys, scenarios, but not all scenarios are perfect, and that three-way message doesn't always happen. But Caitlin's just going to kind of share some of her strategy and how she goes about using three-way product calls. So Caitlin, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. So, Caitlin, just go and share your story, how you utilize three-way calls and three-way messages, and I'll ask a couple of questions if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. So, to be honest, I didn't even know that this wasn't a thing that everybody else wasn't doing. I thought honestly that everybody did it because I was like, why wouldn't you do it? So initially when I first started sharing my product success and all of that I was losing weight, I was feeling good, I was bombarded with messages. It was like all these people like, what are you doing? How are you doing it? Can I do it with high blood pressure? Can I do it with diabetes? Can I do it if I'm breastfeeding? And all these things. And I had no idea. So I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, I can't respond to all of these messages. So what I would say right away in the beginning was, I don't know. Let me put you in a message with my friend Malena. She knows. I didn't ask. I didn't say, are you okay if I put you in a three-way message? Maybe not everybody does that. For me, I'm not big into asking because I don't want to open the door of like, well, who is this person? Is she going to try and, be goofy or whatever? It's like, no, I'm just going to do it, see what happens. And for me, it takes the awkward out of that because obviously everyone who's reaching out to you on Facebook is a personal friend or a personal relationship that you have. I mean, not a lot of us when we're first starting out, you're not connecting with people that are like, just whatever business friends or something like that. Like they're obviously your friends, your family members, things like that. So take the awkward out of it. Like I just had my old babysitter contact me and wanted to get started. And I thought, how could I get this lady started when she called me? Like, I mean, this girl who used to babysit myself and my brother and sister, she's a friggin' saint. We used to hold her cell phone over the toilet and threaten to flush it all the time. I mean, I can't just, get on there and be like, hey, you need this system. You need to, pay up, sister. So I took the awkward out of it and had Malena talk to her, and it was a completely different experience. And I can be 100% honest with you guys, when I haven't done that, and I've just thought, you know what, this person is like my buddy, I can talk to them one-on-one, and that's okay. That's okay to, do that belly-to-belly conversation and all of that. But I can honestly say, when I haven't added a third party into it, it has never been successful for me. Or that person doesn't know how to do the three-way calls because I didn't introduce them to a three-way call, if that makes sense. So I know that was a whole lot thrown out at once, but did I miss it?
It was good. No, Caitlin, it was so good. So, I know you shared a little bit of verbiage. So can you just kind of run us through a scenario, like something like, I know I've done a few three-way calls with you recently, so give us a scenario. What went down from like, how did you connect with that person? What happened to the three-way message to the call? Like, how did it all go down? Like, so people kind of
So one that's kind of in the works right now, a friend of mine from high school messaged me, and to be honest, she wasn't somebody that liked my posts or commented or anything. I mean, to be honest, I didn't really even have a relationship with her in high school. We were just Facebook friends. Messaged me and said, what are you doing? I see all your stuff on Facebook. I'm interested. I want to lose weight. I said, great. I'm going to add you to our awesome private page. I sent a voice message and did that. Then immediately went back and said, after I added her to the page, introduced her, all of that, she commented and she said, can I do this while I'm nursing? And then I tagged Malena and a couple others who are, either pregnant, have already had kids and dealt with this while nursing or whatever, and tagged a couple of them. She saw their names, and then I instantly hooked her and Malena up in a three-way message and got that started. So I always go in that order, I'll always go in that order. I just cut myself out of that situation, as opposed to me spinning my wheels, talking about prices, goals, all of that. Take yourself out of that situation. Let your upline do the work for you. Take the awkward out of it. Keep your relationship with that person, and then have someone else come in who's a completely unbiased party who can come in and tell that person what they need. Because not a lot of people are going to admit to you, like a family member or a friend or a Facebook friend that you don't even really know, that they need to lose weight, that they feel like crap, that they want to be there for their kids. They're not going to tell you that. They're your Facebook friends. The point of Facebook and all those social medias, you want to look good. You want to make people think that you're feeling really good and you're really happy. So bring somebody else in that they can be honest with too. And that takes that awkward out of there.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Caitlin. So good. So good. And I love the fact that you said right when you started that you didn't know that people didn't do three-way calls, because, and that's what I love. When people are brought in the right way, they just don't know any different. If they experience it the right way, and Caitlin did, and it's perfect. So you do everything right. So keep doing what you're doing, girl. It's awesome. So,
yeah. And to be honest, you're doing yourself and people you're enrolling a disservice when you're not doing that. You need to get them all the information. Malena, I just enrolled somebody who has a dairy allergy with the Ice the Delights milk chocolate. You guys, milk is in the name. And I enrolled her with those, and she's allergic to dairy. If I would have had Malena on that call, that would not have happened.
True.
So that it was really stupid.
It's all good. You live and you learn. But, I love it. Good. Very cool. Awesome. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you. All right, you guys. So, we are, can you mute yourself, dear? All right. We are quickly running out of time. But, like I said, this was going to be a condensed, that's what we wanted to cover tonight, was simply following up. Thank you, Melanie. And then the importance of a three-way product call. We are then going to segue into next week. You've done your three-way product call. We're going to say it was successful, how to support your people, and, when we should be doing three-way open the box calls, Zooms, and also 14-day calls, which we'll explain next week, But very quickly, before we all hop off, Glenn's going to hop on here, you guys. We've got UIA in Chicago coming up. Whoop, whoop. And he's going to talk a little bit about this event and just a little bit about events and how they literally have changed our entire biz. So I'm going to let my hubby take it away.
All right. Hey, guys. So obviously I have hold on one second. Turn down your volume. I have the time Nazi on me, so I'm going to go quick. So events change your business, and it's because you're getting around like-minded people that are wanting to change their lives both physically and financially. And so getting to events and getting to the excitement, the energy that they provide, and the people around you, it's life-changing and awesome to have. So UIA in Chicago with Master Trainer David T.S. Wood. The guy's like a connection genius. And one tip that he gave everybody when I went was you can sit down or talk to anybody in this world and find 6 things in common with them. I was just sitting down and chatting business with somebody in our group, and I haven't really known her, but I sat down with her, and within 10 seconds, I found 3 things in common. We both have dogs. We both have one sister, and we were both wearing black shoes. Boom, there's 3 things in common. Well on our way to 6. It's as easy as that. You don't have to love the person. You have to find 3 things in common to build a connection, to build a relationship. And then from there, over time, they may see your post. They may ask about Isogenics or what you're doing, or you may see what they're posting. They may post that help me sign that we continue to talk about over this last week with connecting. And there you go. Here's your way to get in to their life. If not, you have friends. Or they have friends. So UIA is awesome. It's all about connecting. Nobody wears a sticker that says, I am a Crystal Executive, 10-star platinum, all that good stuff. So you go into a room with a couple hundred people, you are all Isogenics. They could be associates, it could be consultants, it can be executives making millions. You don't know unless you personally know the people. So that was one other awesome thing, because he works each day and each time with you moving around the room and talking to other people and sitting to expand your comfort zone. So it's all about connecting. It's all about getting out of your comfort zone, and it's a great place to do it because it's safe. You're with other people that want to do exactly what you're doing or have troubles getting out of their comfort zone. And so to get there is going to be life-changing for you if that's some things that you have trouble with. And even if it doesn't, to jump back into the culture that we provide at our events is well worth it. So definitely go. And that's what I got.
You mute yourself again. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks,
Malena, can I say something?
Cool.
Quick?
So, Stephanie, do you have anything that you want to add at the very end here? I know you're having, no, I can't hear you. Are you?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay, so you guys, I'm really sorry. I just want to apologize because I literally got locked out of my computer and then I couldn't get on my phone and then I got kicked off my phone. So Malena, thank you so much for just taking over because I've just been falling off the map. No, I don't need to add anything. I think you guys did a great job, and just so we can keep us on time, I can add a few things next week when I'm not getting flipped off the phone every 5 seconds. But
Perfect.
so no, I will wait.
Awesome. Okay, you guys, that's all we've got. So, just get out there, get connecting, follow up. UIA, you guys, is October 20th through the 22nd. Somebody tell me if I'm right or wrong. I think I might be right. I think I'm right. 20th through 22nd?
I'm pretty sure it's that week.
I'm pretty sure those are the dates. And it's in Chicago, you guys. I mean, it's in Chicago. I mean, it's 2.5 hours away. We can drive there, and it's going to be awesome. So, and Glenn's been to one. I have not. So we're excited. And, if you guys are interested, let's hook up, let's figure it out, and, it's events change business, your business. So, and I'm super excited this weekend for Super Saturday in Fenton. Whoop, whoop. So excited. So, all right, you guys, that's it. So have an awesome weekend.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, we can stay on. Sorry,
we're gonna stay on, Lindsay, for questions, but this is we're done, so everybody can hop off if they want. But Stephanie and I will stay for questions. So yes, we're here.
So my question is, kind of with help me signs and stuff like that, This can go to anybody who's had experience with this, but what about help me signs pertaining more towards like people who are sick? And I kind of reached out to Glenn about this last week, but tell me if you guys have ever reached out to people pertaining like, they're having like inflammation from RA, or they're can't sleep, or they're, just something that's not weight loss or performance, some other area.
I have.
Okay. So tell me how you reach out to them pertaining to that.
So I have a one gal who has, is it PCOS, or I don't know the correct term, but polycystic ovarian. Okay. And so before I saw her post though, I was very intentional about trying to find another person that had been using Isogenics, that had a similar, similar story, who had success with the products, and it helped change her life. So I was just very intentional, and I reached out and I just said to her, I know we haven't talked in a while, how have you been? I saw your post. How are you feeling? And just waited for her to respond. And I just was like, I know that you've probably seen some of my posts about the nutritional company that I've partnered with. And I want to let you know that there is someone who has been part of, using the products, that has a similar story to yours, that has had really amazing success. And I really feel like you deserve to take a look at it. I would love to connect you to this person. So I tried to make sure that I had somebody I tried very hard to find someone that had a similar story, so that I knew I had some, I don't want to say proof, but people need that validation. And so I just was very intentional and just reached out to her for you. And then I saw your post, this is what I've been doing, and I have someone I would love to connect you with. I really think you deserve to take a look at it. They've had a lot of success. She's still she's in the group and she's watching, but I'll keep following up. But that's just how I handle it. She was like, yeah, I'll look, but that's as far as we've got so far. Does that help or no?
It does. Yes, that definitely does. But say if you don't know somebody,
mm-hmm.
like anybody had any experience with people you don't know. And so like, I know Amanda reached out to you, but Amanda knew you personally, and like right. You with your friends, what about people you don't have a relationship with?
So, Lindsay, I can kind of speak to that a little bit. So, you're talking about people that like through people, right? Kind of.
I'm talking about like people, yes, or that you're just in groups. Like yeah. I'm in an RA group because my mom had really bad RA, and the system changed her life. So I'm in like some RA groups, and so those people I don't know at all.
Right. Well, so if you're in that group, like obviously, when you're in a group, if they've made a post or whatever, and just kind of connect with them, in the comments. Find a way, whatever they're posting. I'm not in the group, so I don't know what the posts are about. Are they all health related, or like do they celebrate like feeling better, or
yeah, sometimes they do. Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, you have a gift. And if somebody's out there and they have if they're like, I have this chronic pain, I don't know how to deal with it, I would simply put on there and be like, hey, you know what? I am part of a health and wellness company that has helped so many people. And we have to have, your mom has an RA story. Be like, I have people on my team who have RA transformations, RA stories. And, if you'd like to learn a little bit more, I truly believe that I can help you. And you're not selling anything there. You're trying to help that person.
Right. Right.
And so, I'm not in an RA group, but, I am in, I'm going to say this. I am in an anxiety and depression group. Glenn's laughing. But I'm in that group because, I decided to join it because I know that Ionics can help people with anxiety and depression. And I'm like, I'm going to get in that group. And I've actually made some really good friends. And I have a gal that I've been talking to for a really long time. And, I just connected to her with her story, and we became friends first. I just became friends with her, and, but there's so many people who are like screaming for help. And so you have it. We have what can help them. And so, when I get people in a message, a lot of people are very hesitant who have chronic illnesses. They're like, I've tried everything, I don't need to do another fad diet. And they think isogenics is a fad diet, that's what they think. And I'm very quick to share the science with people like that. Very, very quick to share the science. And I always talk about the 30-day money back guarantee. And, kind of a go-to line that I say is, you've tried everything and it hasn't worked. And I know this will work for you. So we have a 30-day money back guarantee. I think it'd be worth you trying and seeing if it works.
Right.
Because we've had so many people have success. Would you be open to talking to somebody who has had success?
Yeah.
And I have a similar, a friend of a friend who I wasn't very close with. We knew of each other, period. That was it. And, she had, I knew that she had Crohn's disease. And so literally became friends with her intentionally. And as soon as we became friends, I reached out to her for that reason. And I was like, hey, I started this awesome nutritional system. It's changed my life. I know that, I don't have Crohn's, but we have so many people on our team that have been helped by it. And I don't remember who the girl was, and I don't even have it saved anymore, but there was an awesome Crohn's transformation, like picture and story. And I used that and I shared it with her. So, if you could go into like ISA testimonials and just like bookmark, find somebody who has got a really good RA story that's willing to share their verbiage with you. And, maybe have that saved in your notes on your phone.
Yeah.
When you make a connection, and send it out to those people and just say, this is, and then have that, find that person or find someone that's tangible that you could use for calls.
Okay.
But,
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. But like with my experience with people with chronic illnesses, it's like they're like a down horse,
Right.
They're kind of discouraged a little bit. So it's just, the 12 touches probably has to happen with them at least.
Yeah.
So, but they're worth it. They're worth it because if it works for them, they will never not use the products.
Right.
And then they have a circle of people who's going through what they're going through and they want a solution too. So, they're worth the investment of the time for sure. So
okay. Thank you. That helps a lot. You too. Thank you.
For sure. Is there anybody else on here that wants to ask a question? You guys can all unmute yourself. We don't have a ton of people, but if anybody else has a question about connecting, posting, anything that we've talked about, anything? No? Okay. Cool.
Good.
All right. Well, that's all we have. So I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Yay, it's Friday. Let's see your faces, you guys, and wave to us. Say bye.
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 Bye, guys. Take care.